Even when I've left, I do right by you. I'll be your everything, your blue sky. I go to war, I'll fight. Damn right. Even when I've left, I do right by you. I'll be your everything.
And we are live. Welcome back to the Professional Stepdad Show. I'm your host, Franco Zavala. Thank you very much for joining me. This is episode 79. Before I go any further, if you have not, please like, subscribe, share, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, SoundCloud, TikTok, Instagram. The website's almost done, and the Facebook page is now available. Facebook at The Professional Stepdad. Today's episode is going to be directed towards the stepdads out there who still don't get it when it comes to playing the game. Well, shit, playing any game. When it comes to the children, when it comes to the partner, when it comes to the in-laws, the friends, the families, the exes, all that stuff. Listen, guys, don't play their game. You'll lose. When you step into this new family, when you start this journey, when you start this journey, I've said this hundreds of times. We are starting so far back in the race that when we play other people's games, when we join in on conversations that are not beneficial towards our success as a stepdad, when we do that, we lose. Every time we end up putting all of our focus and attention on things that don't matter, and every little thing gets to us. We don't feel like we'll ever get there. Therefore, we step away, we walk away, we find an excuse to leave. Don't play their game. You'll lose. And you'll lose every time. See, the game that they're playing, and when I say they, I mean your stepkids, I mean your partner, I mean the ex, I mean the bio parent, I mean the in-laws, the neighbors, the cousins, the aunts. That's what I mean by them. Don't play their game. The game that they're playing is, what can we do? What do we have to do? How can we get this person to leave? How can we get this person to quit? How can we get this person to just say, hey, I don't want to be here anymore? Because at the end of the day, they don't want you there in the beginning. They don't. It's not their fault. They're being protective. Maybe they're protecting their heart. Maybe they're protecting their families. Maybe they're protecting the grandkids. It doesn't matter. Maybe they're the neighbor that saw everything that happened in the past relationship, and then you come in and maybe you guys have the same haircut, and therefore they see you as them, and they immediately will do everything in their power to get you to a position to where you're like, fuck it, I'm walking away. So that's what happens when we play their game. Guys, this is the game you play. Here's the game. The game that you're going to play is, I don't give a fuck what anybody else says. I care what I think. I care why I'm here. I care why I chose to say, hey, I'm here. I'm willing to step up. I'm willing to step in. I'm willing to step through all the pain and the suffering in order to get you guys to a position where we can all at least be happy. That's the game I'm going to play. And the way I play the game is this. I play the game with myself first. I'm going to go get to know who I am. I'm going to go do the work. I'm going to read the books. I'm going to listen to the seminars and the podcasts. I'm going to do everything that is needed in order to get rid of the old way of thinking, the way I was raised, the ignorance, the stupidity, the inherited beliefs. I'm going to do everything I can to get rid of that, because the only way that I can be a good parental figure, the only way I can be a good stepdad, the only way I can be a good mentor and leader is if I come into this new relationship, if I start this journey knowing fully that I'm going to fuck up and I'm going to make mistakes, and a lot of times you're going to think, why is this guy even here? I've got to make my peace with that in the beginning, because that is what it's going to take in order for you to succeed. And what I mean by that is, you have to do the work. You have to do the work on you first. You have to get rid of that way of thinking and that way of understanding, the way you react, the way your parents reacted to when you didn't do something right, when you didn't do a chore correct, when you talked back, because that is going to be the way you handle parenting in the beginning, because you don't know any better. It's not your fault. Your intentions are good, guys. I know your intentions are great. Your intentions are filled with love. I mean, you have this vision in your head where you see like happiness and a loving family and togetherness and playing board games at night and and laughing at movies and going on trips. I know we all have those, but they're not going to come unless you do the work first. And we're not even talking about the work that you need to do on the stepkids. We're not even talking about the work that you need to do in your relationships. We're talking about the work that you need to do with you, dude. The work you need to do with you in order to get you past you. But if you play their game, you'll lose. Because what you're going to do is you're going to default into your old way of thinking, your old habits, your old way of handling scenarios and situations, which FYI don't work in this new family, and you will find failure. And it'll slap you in the face, you'll kick down the door, and you'll run. And then you'll tell your friends and family, oh, well, at least I tried. You didn't try for shit, dude. That's one of the reasons why you have troubles in relationships. That's one of the reasons why you can't advance at work. That's one of the reasons why you can't keep friends or you have more downtime thinking about like what you haven't accomplished as opposed to being on the pendulum upswing of life where you're just excited and happy about what's going to happen tomorrow. You'll find the excuse. You'll find the reason. And not only that, not only will you find the excuse, but you'll find a reason to justify the excuse of the reason why you had to leave, why it wasn't a good fit, all that other bullshit. Well, the kids didn't understand me. They really didn't get a chance to get to know me. No, fucker. You didn't get a chance to get to know you. And the fact that you think you're going to blame it on the children, you're going to blame it on a 13-year-old for the reason why you left, you're a weak man. You are. You're weak because you were unwilling to deal with you first. Look, when you can get to know you, when you can lock in on who you are to become a better you, you'll quickly realize that, wait a minute. I don't have to play their game. Their game is designed for me to fail. And if I play their game their way, I lose. So then you insert the new you within the way they're trying to play their game. And all of a sudden it throws a monkey wrench in their system and they're going to be left scrambling because they have no idea what's fucking happening because they're like, whoa, we didn't expect this. We expected this guy to fold, to crumble, to piss and moan and get mad and walk away. And when you don't, it's going to confuse them. It's important to know this too, guys. It's important to understand that when you decide to work on you, have the communication, have that conversation with the person that's holding you back. Maybe it's your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your ex, your friend, your best friend. Have the conversation with the person that's holding you back. Let them know that you're about to start a new journey. And if they don't want to go with you, then fuck it. Go anyway. This is not about them. This is about you becoming a better you. If you can become the best you, and you can become the best you and step into this new journey as the best you, working on the new you, it is only going to lead to success. Does that mean that you're not going to have failures along the way? No, that's not what that means at all. You're going to fail so many times, your head's going to spin. But because you're working on the new you, you no longer dwell on those failures. You see those failures as successes, as stepping stones to a better you. So also have the conversation with your partner. Hey, I'm about to do this. All I'm asking for is a little bit of patience. Help me out. Let me know. Talk to me. If you want to do it together. Work on each other together. Because guess what, moms that are allowing the new stepdad in, you got some fucked up thoughts too. Why? Because you were just jaded. Maybe you lost your husband, or maybe you got a divorce and it was a really bad one, or maybe you separated because you just didn't like each other and you guys split amicably. It doesn't matter. You are still going to be protected. Your heart is going to have a film of protection around it, and you are going to have a force field of protection around your kids, and it is going to be no man will be able to penetrate it because you're going to be hung up on what your last relationship was, or your last 2 or your last 3 relationships. You're going to be hung up on what everybody tells you. And then you spark this idea of what men are going to be like. And you know what I mean? Like if you have shitty men that come into your life, they're not coming into your life because you have some sort of a sign, or there's a door, or there's some sort of a game that they win. I don't understand exactly how I'm trying to say that, but what I'm saying is all the shitty people, all the shitty men that have come in your life, stepdads, all the shitty women that have come in your lives, you've invited them. And you've invited them because of the person that you were or that you are in this particular moment. So you got to go do that work. Don't fucking play their game. You'll lose. You'll lose every time. You want to get to a point where they're playing your game. And guess what? Your game is not a game. Your game is more of like a way to break down their walls and to allow them to see you as the new you so they can begin to trust. Have them play your game. Get to know them. Forgive them for the protection. Forgive them for the person that they are when it comes to protecting, because it's not their fault. It's a natural instinct. Don't believe me? Have something happen to your wife, your kids, your mom, your dad, and you immediately go into defense mode where you want to take care of the situation. Again, it's not their fault. This is where they are. This is who they are. So go and begin to do the self-work on you. Go and to begin to find out, why the fuck do I answer things like that? Why do I react this way? Why do I get so mad at that, but I don't get mad at this? Why? Go find out your why on why you do the things that you don't like. Make a list. Make a list of all the things you don't like when it comes to your traits, and then go get fucking rid of them. Well, Franco, it's so hard to get rid of them. I know. I'm still working on me. I'm not sitting on some sort of a fucking bubble here where I feel like I'm above every other stepdad because I'm winning. Because guess what? I'm still losing sometimes. I'm still getting to know me. I still fall back. I still go into those old traits and habits and routines. It's not my fault. It just means that there's still more work to do, and I've made my peace with that. Got it? So if you're in a situation right now where one of your stepchildren, your partner, your family member, grandparents, neighbor, ex, they're giving you so much shit and they're putting you through the ringer and you feel like you're playing some shitty game where you're going to lose, my advice to you is this. Stop. Fucking stop it. Stop giving the energy to it. They can't get to you if you choose not to play the game. Facts. Yeah? They can't beat you down and cut you down and make you feel worthless if you choose not to play their game. Just the way it is. Bottom line. So have that conversation with the person that's holding you back. Have the conversation with your partner. Let them know what you're about to do. Ask them for patience. Be persistent towards your progression. Don't give up. Understand you're going to fail more times than you're going to win. But when you do win, make sure you're winning on your terms, not on somebody else's terms. If you're having a hard time communicating with your kids, get to know your fucking kids. Well, I do know them. I know their name, their school. Really, what's their love language? What's their favorite color? What kind of music they listen to? What kind of friends they hang out with? What are their thoughts? Have you ever taken the time to just let them speak? Really, have you? Maybe some of the things that you're doing from your past, maybe it looks like you're unapproachable. And that's the reason why they don't want to talk to you. And that's the reason why you're having problems. Maybe you're in a situation where they're like, and most of the time, stepdads, this is just us. This is our own thoughts, right? This is our own way we think. Maybe we think that they think that we're trying to replace dad. We're not. We're not trying to replace dad. That's not our objective. Our objective is to keep the ball going. Keep the ball going forward. Keep pushing forward. Sooner or later, all the negativity and the stupidity falls to the wayside. And if you're still standing when the smoke is cleared, that means you're dependable. And when you're dependable, people open up. When you're dependable, people get to know you. But hell, if you don't know who you are, if you don't know your love language and how people can properly communicate with you, if you're one of those stepdads that think that buying the children everything is going to somehow win their heart, you're fucking wrong. You're wrong. There is a point in a relationship with you and your partner where you can get to a place where you both feel like parents. Not co-parents, not co-step parents, parents. Parents, that's what you are, fucking parents. You can get to a position as a stepdad to where the step falls away. It's facts, it's true. I know this because I'm there. But I didn't get here because I sat in a corner and crossed my fingers and hoped and wished that it could fucking happen. I got here because I did the work. I did the work on me. I did the work getting to know who I am. Some of you it's going to take longer. Some of you it's going to take shorter. Me personally, I was studying personal development and growth for so long that I didn't necessarily go through this process fast, but I definitely got through it a little quicker than most because I had already developed these routines and habits for myself. And then all I did was apply them to the family, and then away I went. But it took time. I couldn't force it. I couldn't force my will and force my love on anybody. I had to force myself to stay patient. I had to talk to my wife and make sure that we were on the same team. There is no line in the sand where you do this and I do that. It's fucking bonkers. Doesn't make sense. That's not what parenting is. That's what babysitting is. It's parenting. You're a parent. So, if you're dealing with a hard situation right now, just understand and know that it's probably your fault, whether you like it or not, whether you care to admit it or not. The question is, what are you going to do about it? Are they going to win because you're playing their game? Or are you going to choose to stop playing their game, take a step back, get to know you, start working on you, doing all the necessary things that it's going to take in order for you to become a better man, and then begin your game? And your game's different because your game, everybody wins. All right, guys, that's episode 79. Again, if you have not, please like, subscribe, share on all the platforms. I'm so humbled and grateful for every single solitary one of you that are watching my show, listening to my show, and sharing my show. That's all I can ever ask for. All I can ever ask for. Have a great day.
Your blue sky. I go to war, I'll fight. Damn right. Even when I've left, I do right by you. I'll be your everything. Your blue.
Quiet on the set, please. Thank you, everybody.